If you've ever played Pathfinder 2E, you know that keeping track of conditions can be a real headache. One minute your hero is at the top of their game, and the next they're frightened, stunned, and on fire. It's a lot to handle, especially in the heat of battle. But don't worry, because today we're going to demystify every single condition in the Pathfinder 2E remaster. By the end of this video, you'll be navigating these status effects like a seasoned pro, so grab your character sheets. And let's dive deep into the world of Pathfinder conditions. Let's start with the basics, the ones you'll see constantly. First up is concealed. Imagine you're in a dimly lit dungeon. An enemy might be concealed, meaning you have to succeed at a DC 5 flat check just to target them. If you fail, your spell or attack is wasted. It's like trying to hit a shadow. Then there's cover. If your target is hiding behind a pillar or another creature, they get a bonus to their armor class. Standard cover gives a +2 bonus, making them harder to hit. It's a simple but effective way to stay alive, and of course everyone knows Dazzled. A bright flash of light hits you, and suddenly everything you look at has a 20% chance of being hidden from you. It's a DC 5 flat check to see if you can even affect your target. Now for some more debilitating effects. Ever been grabbed by a monster? That's the grabbed condition. You can't use move actions except to try and escape. It's a real pain, especially for nimble characters who rely on positioning. If the monster is feeling extra mean, they might upgrade that to restrained. This is grabbed, but worse. You're flat-footed, meaning you have a -2 penalty to your AC, and you can't use any actions with the attack or manipulate traits, except to escape. Basically, you're locked down and in big trouble. And then there's immobilized. A magical root might wrap around your legs. You can still fight, cast spells, and take other actions, but you're not going anywhere. Your speed is 0 and you can't use any move actions. Let's talk about fear. The frightened condition is a classic. You get a status penalty to basically everything. Your checks and your DCs. The value of the penalty is equal to the frightened value. So frightened one is a -1 to everything. The good news is that at the end of each of your turns, the value decreases by 1. So it's scary, but it won't last forever. It's a great tool for both GMs and players to use to control the battlefield. Next is fleeing. When you're fleeing, you have to spend your actions trying to get away from a specific threat. You can't move closer to it, and you take a -2 penalty to all your checks while you can see it. It's pure panic mode. Let's get into the heavy hitters, the ones that can really turn the tide of a fight. Stunned is brutal. If you're stunned with a value, say stun 3, you lose that many actions on your next turn. You also can't use reactions. A well-timed stun can completely shut down a powerful enemy or a player for a round. Then there's slowed. Similar to stunned, it reduces the number of actions you can take. If you're slowed one, you only get 2 actions on your turn instead of 3. It's less severe than stun since you can still use reactions, but it's a constant drag on your action economy. Finally, quickened is the opposite. You gain 1 extra action each turn, which can only be used for strike or stride actions. It's a fantastic buff that lets you do more and hit harder. Now for the conditions that affect your senses. Blinded is a big one. You automatically critically fail perception checks that require sight. You're flat-footed, and everything is concealed. From you, you have to pass a DC 11 flat check just to target a creature. It's like fighting with a bag over your head. Deafened is its counterpart. You automatically critically fail perception checks that rely on hearing and take a penalty to initiative rolls if you can't see what is happening. It's less common in combat, but it can be a huge problem for social encounters or when you're trying to avoid a surprise attack. These sensory conditions really force you to think outside the box and rely on your other senses or your teammates. Time to talk about damage over time. The most common one is persistent damage. If you get hit with acid or fire, you might take persistent damage. At the end of each of your turns, you take a set amount of damage, say 1d6 fire damage. Then you have to make a flat check, usually DC 15, to see if the effect ends. If you fail, you keep on burning. It's a dangerous effect that can whittle down your health quickly if you can't shake it off. Some spells and abilities can help you or your allies end the effect faster. Another nasty one is drained. This gives you a status penalty to all your constitution-based checks, including your fortitude saves, and it reduces your maximum and current hit points. It's a serious condition that makes you much more fragile. Let's move on to some mental effects. Controlled is one of the scariest. Another creature is controlling your actions. They dictate what you do on your turn, and you can't do anything they don't allow. You're a puppet, and your party has to deal with you as a temporary enemy. Then there's confused. When you're confused, at the start of your turn, you have to roll a die to see what you do. You might attack the nearest creature or yourself, or just babble incoherently and do nothing. It adds a layer of chaos to the fight as no one, not even you, knows what you're going to do next. These conditions are a GM's delight for creating memorable and challenging encounters. Let's cover the conditions that take you out of the fight entirely. First, paralyzed, you are completely helpless. You have the flat-footed condition and can't act at all, not even speak. The only good news is that you have a bit of resistance to some damage. Any critical hit against you becomes a normal hit. It's a small mercy when you're completely vulnerable. Then there's unconscious. You're knocked out. You have the flat-footed off guard and prone conditions. You drop everything you're holding and you can't act. You're at the mercy of your enemies unless your friends can wake you up. And of course, this is often the step right before the final condition. Dead? No explanation needed there. It's the end of the line for your character, so try to avoid it. Finally, let's wrap up with a few more miscellaneous but important conditions. Fatigued is a common one after a long day of adventuring or a powerful spell. You take a penalty to your AC and all your saving throws, and you can't choose the exploration activity to hustle. It represents a deep, bone-wearying exhaustion. Encumbered is all about carrying too much stuff. If you're carrying more than your bulk limit, you get a penalty to your checks that have the attack rate and to your speed. Manage your inventory. Lastly, we have prone. You're lying on the ground. You take a penalty to your melee attack rolls and you're flat-footed to enemies making melee attacks against you. But hey, you get a bonus to your AC against ranged attacks. Getting up costs a move action, which can be precious in a fight. And that's a deep dive into every single condition in Pathfinder 2E Remaster. I know it's a lot to take in, but understanding these effects is key to becoming a master of the game. Whether you're a player trying to survive or a GM looking to challenge your party, knowing how conditions work will elevate your game to the next level. What's the worst condition your character has ever suffered? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. And if you found this guide helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more Pathfinder content, and ring that bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, may your dice roll high.